let's go. The story of somebody's life, journey, a moment in time, oh, it could mean nothing without a husband and a housewife.
Hello and welcome to another edition of A Husband and a Housewife with me, Joe Sealey.
And me, Nicole Sealey.
The Führer.
You've got to stop calling me that. You need to think of something much nicer.
How are you this week, Nicole? Let's go through your checklist before we start.
Okay.
Is your phone off?
My phone's off because it's flat.
Have you got a drink?
I've got a coffee, although it's not a latte.
Are you warm enough?
Good temperature. And you've not annoyed me too much just yet. So.
I've been a good husband this week. I picked you up from Manchester last night.
You did, but I think you're just on your best behaviour because we have guests.
We do.
Yes.
So I'd like to welcome to the podcast studio Neil and Rebecca Mellor.
Hi.
Thank you.
How are you guys?
Good.
Very good, yeah. Thanks for
Say
having
hello,
us.
Nicole.
Yeah, so Joe's on his best behaviour.
I am on my best behaviour. I'm always on my best behaviour.
You'll
Nicole.
probably swear.
Like, because we're here.
I will swear. I always swear. I can't help it. I was dragged up as a kid. It's my mum's fault. We blame Elaine, don't we?
I blame Elaine totally. And she apologises literally every week. She's apologised this morning, actually.
Has she?
No, I'm only joking.
So before we start about what we're here to talk about, we're going to go back into the past, Neil. Now, I don't know if you realise this, that let me take you back.
Dun, dun,
How long
dun.
are we going back?
2001,
2001.
I think.
Youth team days, that.
15 days. It was raining. It was then I got a saved job penalty.
Yeah. Do you know
I can't remember. I can't remember if I won or not. I can't remember.
So we're going back now to a pre-season tour.
Yeah.
I was at Liverpool.
I was at West Ham.
You were at West Ham.
Yeah,
But you had a decent side, didn't you? Have Glenn Johnson in there. You had a few decent
we
players.
did. We did. Was he there? Darryl McMahon was there.
All I know is, from that tournament, I've still got a trophy.
Well, I ain't got one. I couldn't remember who won.
You won, but I got the leading goal scorer.
Did you?
So
we was in the same hotel. I remember being in the same hotel as your team.
Yeah.
And what
But I
terrible
didn't
things
miss the
West Ham
penalty,
players
did
get
you?
up
I
to?
saved it.
You must have saved my
I can't
penalty,
remember.
yeah.
I can't remember.
You're happy with that, though, aren't you?
No, I couldn't remember if I won a tournament or not. I literally can't remember. I was thinking about it all day.
We lost on pens, but I scored
Yeah.
2 in the final against you. So
Did you?
in a way, you got your own back.
There you go. There you go. I won.
Are you same age, you two?
Yeah. And then let me
always
take. I'm
the
going to take
oldest
you
one.
forward.
It's just so
How long have you
depressing.
two been together? Before I start telling this story.
15 years,
15.
Oh,
maybe
similar to
14.
us. Same as
Might be
us.
14.
No,
Same
you
as
don't
us.
know this.
Oh, okay.
2003.
2003.
You're on loan at West Ham. I finished playing the year before. We went to Faces.
Sunday night,
Me, you, David Ford.
40.
I'm sure it was Foldy.
Was it Bernie as well? Bernie was a good lad.
He was a good lad, him.
Bernie was a good lad.
Do you know what? I don't know what's happened to him. I was trying to find him the other week. We had a reunion last year.
Year before, wasn't it?
Year before. 56 players from 1999 to 2002. Booked. Glenn Johnson sorted it out. Started this WhatsApp group. Everyone's coming. 7 people turned up. 7. It was at Christmas, wasn't it?
You had a really nice
And a ham
time.
yard. It was fantastic. We ended up going to Little Italy and just having a meal because no one turned up.
I think 2 buggered off anyway, didn't they?
2 people.
But good bunch of lads, because when I went down to West Ham, I was only 20, and I've come from up north. I've got no family down there, no friends. It was like, wow, I'm in London.
Yeah.
I'm out 3 times a week. I'm supposed to be a professional football player.
They liked to night out.
They loved a night out, yeah.
Bernie, I mean, he had a lot of injuries. He was some player. He was a little bit older than me, and he was he left back? Left back when he left. Fullback.
He was just sorted the nights out. That's all I
Was he
remember.
left back in the changing room?
He loved it like that. He was from Reading, I think.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I think he went there after. But no, it's funny because that team sort of we won a youth cup, didn't we? In '99, I was on the bench. Stephen Barwater played. I was 16. We had a reunion of that game as well, didn't we? Last year,
Oh, you played.
everyone
didn't you?
played in that.
Yeah.
Cole played it a lot. Everyone turned up. Rick Penn played.
It was actually quite a nice day, wasn't it?
That was a year ago on Sunday.
Oh.
That was a year ago on Sunday. I saw Bertie Brady put
Did
something
you
up.
save a goal?
I made a mistake for a goal and made a great save. Yeah.
I'm happy. We're just talking football the whole podcast.
We should go for lunch.
He's just saying, definitely, Joe said that we should go for lunch.
It's just funny though. You remember, when someone's name comes up, because I remember playing against you. You was a top young talent in the country at the time. It was like we're playing against Neil, and then I remember faces. I don't know what when Nicole spoke to Rebecca and you started talking to me. I was like,
You start remembering.
I went to faces with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? Do you remember?
Can't remember.
I'm sure
You can't remember.
Good nights out.
Yeah. That shut down last
Thursday
month.
and a Sunday faces.
Thursday and
Obviously,
Sunday.
Thursday was difficult with the game on a Saturday. Sunday was always on.
See, I'm a bit
Thursday.
older.
You used to come on Thursday.
Yeah, I did, but I'm a
Faces
bit
shut
older.
last month.
Did it?
So I remember when it was the Villa.
Yeah.
Teddy Sheringham.
That's 26
That's
years
been
ago,
my
that.
more my era because I'm obviously older than you guys. But yeah, it was the same then. So it was just a different sort of time. Like they used to sort of go out, same thing, and then it became the Villa, and then sort of the next generation, as it were.
A place to go, wasn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
it was a great place.
Can't believe it's shut down.
I thought about driving down for the closing party, didn't I?
I can imagine.
If there's a reunion, get me involved.
40 now. I'm 57 years old. But
It's going to be a reunion.
Matt Lustig texted me. He's still only 28. He was like, "Faces is shutting." I was like,
Did he
"Oh
go?
my god!"
But it's funny. It ties in, you know, obviously with football. Obviously talking
Small
about
world.
Neil's.
Neil's dad played as well.
Yeah,
Played-
your dad.
yeah.
Lots
Played
in
against my
common.
dad.
Yeah.
But I mean, the business that you're obviously involved in now, away from obviously just doing your Sky Sports media
Yeah.
stuff and stuff like that, obviously ties in.
What's it called?
I don't know.
Your preparation is terrible. It's called Future Proof SC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew there
So,
was an F in there.
I think tell us a little bit about that. What you guys are doing with that?
Do you want to get involved? For
Yeah,
this?
well, years ago, we set up, well, I ran it, didn't I? It was like a lifestyle agency for wives that were moving into the Northwest, like relocating up around this area.
Yeah.
So I took that on, didn't I, with a business partner and did it partner for about a year. And because we had young kids, I was actually really too busy and couldn't cope with it. So we were doing that kind of like looking after the families, and then
good idea.
realised even then that a family struggled. I certainly struggled, and I didn't really move that far away. Missed like my mum or my friends. And
Also,
go
how
on.
much influence you have over the lads.
Oh, it's huge.
See,
Yeah.
a football club doesn't understand that. Look after you, the
Yeah,
player.
Yeah.
You're the ones
Because-
who are making all our decisions
you're
a lot of
calm,
the time.
yeah.
Well, I even went into Man City, and Man City used us as a company and looked after quite a few families there. And just a shame that I didn't carry on with it.
a
But
good
I knew
idea.
the need was there.
Yeah, it is a need.
But then obviously like years later, with the whole mental health and people turning actually to Neil, like phoning Neil up for like a bit of advice on like, what do you think I should do now? You're doing well. How did you do this? And you've just been like a good friend and helping people.
I think the thing is, because I played professional, I came out of the game unexpected. I was injured at 29. I've done all right because I've come out of the game and I'm in the media, working for Sky. I love doing that. I've got my own social media company. And then I've set this up as well. So a lot of players who are coming out of the game, they see me as maybe someone who's done all right in that transition. But the transition is so hard coming
How
out of
did
the
you
game.
do that? How did you do your transition? Because it seems pretty seamless on the outside to me when I look
Yeah,
at
so
it.
I'd say Becky was a big influence for me for that. Because, like, you know...
It was sudden, so it was hard because you finished like we didn't know. It was like banging up playing football now on
Yeah.
your knees. That's it, game over.
The biggest thing was, from the age of 5,
Yeah.
I've been in a structure.
Yeah, I agree.
From primary school, secondary school, from the age of 16, I've been told where to be, when to be.
We need your food.
But you live in a bubble, don't you?
Live in a bubble.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you found it, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then at 29, bang, that's it.
Yeah.
No one wants to know who you are.
Yeah.
No one's ringing you. No money's coming. You think,
No
oh my God,
club
what
You're
is
not
what is
seeing the
going
lads. You're
on?
not getting up every day and getting out of the house and seeing you. Like you're at home.
And my dream of playing football has gone.
Yeah.
Something, physically I can't do it. So Becky was a big help mentally to sort of make my focus in a certain direction, because like a lot of players, you start feeling sorry for yourself, you start thinking what you can't do, whereas Becky didn't allow that to escalate. So for me, setting up Future Proof was a big reason to stop players going down that route of divorce, of depression, of financial difficulties, lack of structure, lack of help.
Yep.
So Becky's influence on me has helped me sort of create that company in one way.
I
Plus-
think it's the biggest. Sorry, I think it's the biggest issue in football.
Plus, I also think, obviously, men are talking about it more now.
Yeah.
But it's the women, it's the wives. I've had a lot of inboxes and like messages from the girlfriends and wives going, "This is amazing that you're doing this, Becky, that you and Neil have decided to do this." And just like dropping me little messages, and then I'll like get back to them. And I just think slowly men need to like slowly coming like forward, aren't they?
Well, we've been married 12 years? Have we got that right? But we've been married longer out of the game than when I was in the game. Now, for a lot of football players, they split up with the wives, the girlfriends,
large.
Yeah.
because the lifestyle isn't there, and the girls don't support the husband, maybe, whereas Becky's really, really supported me.
Yeah, well, when you played football, obviously it's difficult, isn't it, to like go to work and do all what I wanted to do. So kind of my dreams just got stuck short. Like I had the kids, I was like supporting Neil, looking after Neil. And then obviously when you finished football, the kids were a bit old and I thought, I want to get back into work. I'm like bored, I want to do more. So yeah, I threw myself into work, didn't I?
It is difficult for players' partners. People don't realise you move,
oh my God, yeah.
schools, you're at home, you could be yearly, drop of hat. I mean, when I was a kid, I lived in Coventry, London, Wilmslow, Lytham St Anne's, Wilmslow again, back to Essex.
Yeah.
Before I was 13.
Yeah. I think because of the lifestyle and the whole football thing, people kind of dismiss, you should be fine.
I know,
but it's like, it doesn't matter if
you leave your friends.
Christmas, obviously
the amount of arguments we had. I'm like, I just want to move home. I don't know. I live in a caravan. I don't care. I just want to be by my mum. I want to be at home.
And I think you find you make friends at a new club. You leave that club, no one really talks to you. You don't talk to them, do you? So it's like, that's gone. You're not keeping contact with one or two people as you go through. But that's it.
The sad
and even
thing.
the girls.
It's like ships passed in the night.
Yeah. You like tight with girls at certain clubs, and you move tight with those girls. And then it's like,
was you ever at a club where the women were not the best?
Liverpool, we were quite young, weren't we? And you were in the first team, but we were like not in there properly, weren't we? In that main group. We knew them. We were like, I wasn't in the gang. I wasn't cool enough. I'm desperate to be in the gang. I just wasn't in it.
It was multinational as well, then.
Yeah. You're a big club, though, weren't you?
Yeah.
But it was unreal, and that was it. But we were just young, and confidence wasn't there. So I'd probably walk in shy, not making friends. Yeah. Then when we moved to Preston, that's where we were there for years and made a real strong group of mates, and it was lovely, wasn't it? That group.
Yeah, it was good.
P&E days were probably the best football days.
Yeah,
but that can make a huge difference.
Yeah, and I think we all just supported each other because a lot of people moved into that area around Preston, didn't they? And lived in St Anne's, and we just socialised with them, and all the wives were like, we all did support, that was good.
But I think we touched on, like I said, it's even...
We spoke about this a lot.
Yeah, I think that we certainly haven't... I think we sort of touched on it before we came on air. It's not just about footballers. Obviously, you've got two different scenarios here. You obviously got injured really young, so really before your career took off.
I was 20.
But basically, again, you said it, that from the age of 5, 6, whatever it is, you know that every day. But our son, who's 18, just turned 18, same thing. That's all they know. And you were really against in the early days him signing at a club, weren't you, young? But I think the way that the world is with football, they kind of have to. You kind of really wanted him to hold off. I think he got scouted at 6 or whatever. It's 7.
I didn't let him go to his 9. I didn't want him to go to his 12. To myself. I wanted him to play with his friends and to enjoy it.
But in the end, we had to give in because they're getting scouted, then their friends are getting picked up, and in the end, we did go that route, and he wanted to go. But we were saying we've had the same conversation with you getting injured, and you really struggled, obviously, with a lot of mental health. So we know. But that's not making it. Then you've got the ones that their careers just end because they're finishing playing football. You get injured suddenly like you. Or the ones like the younger ones that now where my son's looking for a pro contract. Obviously COVID's a bit unique for these ones in this group now. And we've got a couple of other people that we know with kids in the same situation that we've been able to have conversation with. Although Joe, you're obviously helping, I've spoken to the mums because I can see it just not from that point of view, but from having a child. And it is difficult.
But let me ask you, how does this work? I come out of so let me give you my experience. You tell me how you're going to help me. I got injured at 20, and I was finished. It was my shoulder. I was gone. I was a goalkeeper, and it was over. Then probably I know if I went back into the training ground after the first 7 days of having that injury, because there was no point. No one rang me again from West Ham. Ludo McCloskey rang me once, asked me if I wanted to come and kick some balls. I didn't want to go there because why was I going there? I got paid up by the PFA and the club, so I had this lump of money. It weren't a load of money, but I had 30, 40 grand, and I then I just blew myself up for the next 5 or 6 years in a bad way. I took drugs. When I played football, I didn't drink. I didn't go out. I was football. And then that happens. And all my structure goes. My dad dies in the same month. And I just went, till I met you, really. Till I met you. And you helped me massively with it. But as in the PFA and stuff, you're great helping me, paying me up and getting me my money.
But no support after.
Didn't really help me.
No. And the thing with the PFA, and I spoke to the PFA about this. You know, for me, the PFA have been a great help throughout my career. Yeah. But the PFA are there. Yeah. And if they were to do what we've done in terms of set this sort of company. There's too many players for them to do that. So listen, we can help and come to us, but this is more bespoke to the individual. So for you, it's we try and contact you, but we still need the player to
want it.
To tap into us. So we're actively seeking the players, like the ones coming out of the game, because we know you need it. But one of the hardest things for you is to make that first step, to say, do you know what? If it's a text message, it's going to be a text message. Not many are going to make a phone call now, are they? So it's a text message. How can you help? So then it's a case of speaking to you. I say what you need. Every player needs that support. So we've got the life coaches in place for the psychological side of it. The constant communication is there. So it's a case of, for players, we like to be loved. We like people to sort of get in touch with us. Yeah. And is that constant, we're here for you, that support mechanism. And it could be 6 months, it could be 12 months, it could be a different coaching in different areas that you need. You might not have a clue what you want to do.
True.
You might not have a clue what your skills are.
Yeah.
So we tap into those areas to see what's relevant for you, rather than you being lost thinking, where am I going?
And you are lost, by the way, aren't you?
Where am I going? What am I going to do? I don't even know what I'm going to do. I've been earning, I don't know, $1,000 a week or whatever, and I've got nothing coming in. So you've, but the problem is, I say it's a problem, you've got to invest in the mentorship.
Yeah.
Because yes, we want to help, but you've got to invest yourself.
Yep.
But also financially, long term. You don't have to put the money down straight away, but long term to make sure that the investment's there for the help you'll get.
Well, you're investing in yourself, aren't you? To benefit yourself. And you know, I've got to be honest, up to about 6-7 years ago, I thought all that was, I'll be straight with you, bollocks. Right? I'm a massive advocate for it now. Mentorshipping and talking to leaders and people that are in business and things you want to do, you can learn so much more from that personally and growth than anything else. Yeah. Because people have experienced it, they know what they've been through, and if you can learn off of that from a young age, it took me to I was in my 30s to start doing that, and if you can get people doing it younger and investing in themselves, it's huge.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really successful and powerful, because the incentive is to stop players going all the way to the point where they are depressed. And I've had friends close to sort of suicide, that sort of thing, and you're thinking, if you can get it earlier, then it's not going to escalate. So I'm not going to see you split with your missus. I'm not going to see you lose all your dough. I'm not going to see you mentally not fulfill what I've seen you fulfilling as a player, because there's still something there.
It's interesting because I said to you, obviously we know Roy Carroll, don't we? And I noticed that there was in the paper.
Did it this week.
Yeah, he did it this week. Did you see it in the paper? Yeah. And I know when we met him, it was obviously towards the end of his career, wasn't it? And only because he's openly spoken about it in the paper again. And I can remember meeting with him. He was going out quite a lot, and I think it's obviously quite well documented. Obviously the gambling and the drinking and stuff. And we met him at that point, didn't we? And actually, you got him over to Denmark actually at that point, because it was a really actually quiet environment.
He had to leave the UK,
it was a quiet environment, not really a lot. It was very boring. We'd gone over there and we were quite boring, but actually probably was a good period for him, wasn't it? But then, and he has gone on obviously to continue to play and obviously set the academy up, but he had massive struggles and earned a huge amount of money. But that's an example, isn't it, of where it can all go wrong.
You lose it very quickly. Very, very quickly.
Roy's openly spoke about this, and I'm friends with Roy. He earned 5 figures a week from 21 when he left Wigan, and at 30 had 0. While still playing.
Scary.
It's so sad.
I mean, that's not
coming out. Bad advice. He had some bad advice.
But that's not the support system.
But they had no support. He was wrapped around the wrong people, and he openly talks about this stuff now. And now this is going to affect Roy for the rest of his life, because he's never going to get that money back. As you know, you can't. You're never going to earn it again. So
sorry. What I was trying to ask is, so although you're looking at players when they're coming out of football, you've also got players at the moment that I know obviously they have agents and they've got different things, but some of them, are they real agents, whatever it is, that they're in and out, they jump around, don't they? Is this something that you would roll out with players that are currently playing that might need a help?
And I think that's where you have to link up with agents, because we know that agents have such a strong bond with the players. The players are like, I'm not doing anything without my agent. Doing, no way am I doing it. Speak to my financial advisor. It's like, okay, fine. So I understand. And I've worked that out with a social media company. That some agents will feel threatened, and it's like, listen, no interest in doing your side of it. That's you. You do all the contracts. I do this side of things. And that's where I think agents may have to link into this side of it and go, right, okay, we'll invest in that for our client.
Yeah, it's
because,
a good idea.
because we're looking. So I think long term there is that
The link. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Now, where I've made my money, I was an agent, right? So I haven't been an agent for 5 years now. I sold the business 5 years ago.
Come on, what players? Tell me what players you've done a deal for.
But you've got a couple of that you're helping at the moment.
Yeah, we did 103 players. I had Floyd Mayweather, I had the Klitschko's at the end for marketing, and we had a lot of players in England internationals. Some of the Roy Carroll was one we've mentioned, but I would have used what you're doing now as a selling point to young kids. So we used to go and see 16, 18-year-old parents and sit there and what's the difference between me and everyone else? Yeah. Well, actually, we do this. This is included in your deal with me. Mm-hmm. You're going to get mentoring, you're going to get this, and this is what we advise. It's a little bit like I would meet parents and say to them, look, if you don't take up the insurance policy and career ending, I mean, it happened to me, I won't represent you. Yeah. So I always recommended the PFA's one because I thought, you're going to be paid 4 times what you earn. It's recommended by your body. Here it is. If you don't sign that, you ain't coming with me because I'm not going to represent you if you ain't covering your own arse.
I think that's the next step for us as a company because it is only just sort of relatively new, the company. Yeah. That agents, certainly the bigger agents, would be well advised to get on board and then it's picking the right sort of person to be linking with.
Yeah. So I just think it's all the way through. Like you said, it's I think what you're doing like tears all the way down, doesn't it? And understanding it. And when you've played, I think that's what makes a good combination. I mean, like I say, we've got friends that, you have got a couple that you're helping at the moment, more just through people that we know. It's not something you really wanted to get back into, is it?
No.
But you're kind of doing a little bit. Just
ended up doing more and more this month.
You've ended up more and more this month. But no, it's just through like people that we do know and obviously similar ages to our own sons.
What it was, there's a couple of kids that played with our son at United. Yeah. One's still at United, one's at Hull. And they were getting some fucking horrendous advice. Yeah. Like, I was sitting there.
Talking from agents?
Yeah. And I'm friends with the parents, like friends. So, and one of them's like top player. So like top young player. And I'm sitting there listening to what he's telling me and I'm thinking, your son's 16. Like, what are they talking about? Like, the financial side, just let him play football and stop talking about money to a 16-year-old kid. Like, just let him play it.
But that's a whole different subject.
Anyway, moved them away. I'm doing 2 players in a minute, and that'll be made.
Yeah, it's just he's not because you want. It's just because say it's thing, and he's quite nice, isn't it? And like you say, we're friends. But what I'm saying is, we with the link as parents, I think for us is a little bit different now because sometimes I've listened to Joe and I'll go, it's so different when it's your own child. Oh, you was having this talk. I obviously won't go into it. He's having this conversation. I'm listening. I thought, wow, that conversation don't take place in my house. But the difference, that's why I'm saying, my view now of like say, either getting independent advice. I'm not even talking about agents, but independent advice from someone like yourself, or like how you will be as an agent, or how someone else would be, to how you are as a parent is miles apart. You're like, when you're the parent, you're like, well, that's what life's like. You get on with it. When you're listening to that conversation, I'm like, wow, that conversation. So
she's right.
So what I'm saying is, as a parent, you can't always give, or as a partner. So I'm sort of applying it to both as a wife, maybe. I mean, I think of listening to your story, not so dissimilar. We've been married at the same time. We've been together at the same time, weirdly. We've obviously a lot of things similar, and I think you think that I've been quite a good support for you over the years, and that comes across with you two guys as well. But you can't always, as a wife, maybe you're not always like someone like us, and you need that bit of independence. There's nothing wrong with asking for that help.
I think that's why some wives, not naming anybody, obviously, have said like, how have I dealt with it? Because they just want genuine advice, like friendship advice, like how do you deal with them if they're acting like this, or do you know, just
you're very strong though. You are very strong.
And not everyone's like that.
No. That's a quality you have.
It's weird because it is the wives that suffer as well as the men, with this.
Oh, we know.
I don't know what the ratios, but I remember years ago reading the thing that 66% of marriages broke down after the end of people's sports.
I had it as 90.
Oh, did you?
It was so high.
90?
I'm not joking. If I think about the people that I know in professional sport that stopped, I can think of like 5 people that haven't had some sort of issue.
Yeah.
But your personality changes, it's bound to, isn't it? You find yourself again, you change.
Identity,
And it's the wives that see it.
Yeah.
because you're the ones that suffer because you're at home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No one sees what you like out there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? On telly, but like here at home, you get it, don't you? Do you know what I mean? You have an argument.
So
It's different.
It's a good combination because you see them both, and certainly for you two, you see them both sides of it, and your parents as well. Do either of your children play sport or?
Yeah, Harry's 12. He plays only footy.
Yeah, plays footy.
Cole's 14. She dances, doesn't she?
I'm like you with the football. I'm like, he ain't going to a football club. No way. Is he? Now, he's not good enough to be at a football club.
He
now.
is.
She says he is.
The mums, he says that to me.
You say that, mate.
Even his
but maybe
dad
I'm
says
being a bit
Harry's
harsh.
good enough.
But yeah.
Your dad
Yeah,
even
maybe
says
I'm
he's
being a
good
bit
enough.
harsh, but I'm like that. I'm saying he's got to do his schooling.
Yeah, that's what I'm about.
Yeah, well, if only my son.
Is he a striker?
Striker, selfish, greedy. Just get him scoring goals past you.
Yeah, no, I
Is
think.
he quick?
Not quick enough.
He is quick.
No, this is a one.
This is like our conversations at home.
This is the dynamic.
Do you know what it is? It's weird because I haven't seen him. It's hard for our son
You're
because he
very
lives with me.
honest.
So I'm seeing everything he does wrong.
Yeah.
Right, everything he eats wrong. Every time he goes to bed late. Every time he's pissed, I see it. Right, so it's unfair, really. And I said to her yesterday, I've not seen him play in 6 months, maybe a bit
More
longer.
longer than that.
And during lockdown, I'm thinking he ain't fucking working hard enough. Right, he ain't doing enough. He ain't, and he ain't, and he admitted it. Right.
But he's sorted it out.
So I started thinking he's over. I'll let him go to some clubs, but for me, we need to start thinking about what he's doing after. I watched him play yesterday. I think he ain't bad.
He come on in the first touch.
I literally thought, but I knew yesterday.
Yeah.
He got out of the car yesterday. I went, he's going to play bad.
And that's what he does to me.
Right, he's going to play bad today. She went, well, I went, right. It's midday.
stressful.
It's midday. He said, nothing to eat, nothing to drink.
He doesn't
I stopped
like
to text
eating
guys, we want to
behind
get out
the
of the
game,
car.
he don't
Don't
like
worry about it. Fine. So I'm sitting there thinking, wasting my fucking time here. Anyway, first time he's kicked the bar, I thought he's going to do right today.
The first touch he went, he said, he just
Went
said,
across there and I thought, he'll be
he's
all right.
texting me. He was like, oh.
But then afterwards, it's funny when it's your own kid. It's so difficult.
Your
But
biggest
I mean-
critic, that's why.
Yeah, you're
It's difficult,
hard on
and the
Harry.
problem I've had is because a lot of the other parents there think, your dad's been a player,
that's fucking
and my dad was a player as well.
Yeah,
like
well, you
with
had
you.
it, didn't
So
you?
it's like he's got to be good, and I'm thinking,
It's a lot of pressure, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
So then, like, bad touch. Think, oh my god, sort your touch out. Touch is not good enough there. So I get getting wound up like that,
I know.
and then I'm remembering that saying, listen, you got to sort your touch out.
I know.
Yeah.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
It is so difficult.
But you enjoyed it. I mean, you obviously were lucky.
I love
that you
watching.
could-
I've always liked watching all the kids do something. I mean, the girls weren't really into activities, and
Didn't really
one of them
like
liked
trampolining.
trampolining. Oh, that was boring, but
It was awful.
and she was bad.
Yeah.
But I still went. I'm at everything they do. I always had
What do you
to.
mean? What? It's an event, trampoline.
But it's a thing.
She used to go
it's a
to
thing.
trampoline training in Brentwood on a Wednesday. It was in this
Horrendous. She weren't
school.
even good at it.
And Joe was worse. It had a bar, and then the
no, it was
bar
like-
shut.
And they're having this conversation over
but-
trampolining, and we're like,
Hour and a half. It was like, and she could only just bounce it. She gave up on that quite quick.
yeah, they're not really. They're all really good runners, actually. All three of the kids.
Yeah, I
so,
don't know how.
like I can always remember, like on Sports Day. So the three of them, like
Love Sports Day.
Yeah,
Love
but they
sports.
literally
Oh my
won
God,
every
they're a
running
nightmare.
race, and like I could see like the parents, like having a dig, but the end of the day. They weren't great at the spelling bee. Well, certainly not Remy.
No.
But no one would. They've kind of discouraged that, haven't they? In that winning mentality.
Crazy.
Oh my god,
Crazy.
it's
It's all right
massive.
to be
Everyone gets a
clever,
medal.
isn't it?
I know it's mental.
Drives
That,
me
you know.
mad.
I don't know. It's supposed to win
Fair
in life.
enough. Take part. Get that.
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
you win,
You need to be celebrated.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
you've
so
got to get the
competitive.
credit.
We're,
So
like,
even the
beyond.
sports day, dad's race, like right to teach you, get the parents race on.
Yeah.
on
You need
this.
to show them that
you
video
wait?
after this. I'll show you the video of him.
The first year,
split his pants.
it was a proper running track, 400-metre race.
What for the days?
For the dads.
That's a long one.
And I'm thinking, 100 metres, no one's getting near me. But 400, I'm under pressure. Because there's a few that do like...
we had to
There's
run.
like some
Yeah.
skinny dads, isn't
Yeah,
there?
we had to run.
So first 100, I'm just cruising in the pack thinking, I've got this. Then I'm into a headwind. Second 100, I'm thinking, like, there's good pace this. This is a bit too quick for me. I'm wearing
God, it's so
chinos
funny.
and shoes. And there's a guy in shorts and trainers. There's a guy at the back in a suit. Get round the front and there's two runners that are properly on it. And I'm just there in third place. I'm close to full tilt, like almost sprinting like I'm playing here. So I get round and you've got all the crowd there, all the
My hand is like shaking.
all the kids. So I'm thinking, oh my God, I've got someone recording it as well. I think I get this on record. And I just managed to get past these two lads, but my pants are almost splitting at this point.
Fine,
Hammy's nearly been
honestly,
popped.
I was thinking he's going to lose
I've
his
nearly
pants.
done my hammy, and I get over the line. It's almost like a pre-season run, but I've got over the line and celebrated a dance.
Like proper celebrated. I was like, the kids were so embarrassed. What is Dad doing?
Breathing out of my arse. I was like, oh my
You were
God.
terrible. You didn't let the kids win at anything.
I don't let them win
And then
now.
when they start winning,
Oh,
you
I
just
play.
don't play no more. Whatever it is. Because the Remy start to be able to beat you.
He's faster than me, yeah.
He's quicker
I'm a
than you.
shit runner.
You-
I always was a shit runner.
Yeah, you crap runner.
Worst runner at the club. I
But-
was pre-season. I hated
Yeah, you
Goalkeepers,
don't
innit?
like
That's
terrible
fine.
runner.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I used to think, as soon as one dropped out, I'd be... Do you know the thing was wrong? Stephen Barwell was a good runner.
It was a good
I
runner.
went running with him a little while ago. He lives up here now. And I went running with him the other last year.
Yeah,
Oh, my
last
God, he
year.
still runs like
He's like a
yeah.
machine still, isn't he?
400 metre sprints he was
fit.
doing.
Still really fit. But yeah, so it's funny, isn't it, how you are though as a parent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like as a parent, that's why I think it goes back that sometimes you do need that independent sort of support and advice all the way through. Because as I say, we flip it, and if you're doing that as a job but you don't do it with your own kid, it maybe need, you know.
So going back to this though, are you working on with any clubs directly with Future Proof? Have you got
No.
Is that something you'd like to do?
or you stand away from them?
So it's mainly for the player. So
Yeah.
you know,
Would
when
be
you
a conflict.
associate to a football club, they can maybe interfere a little
Yeah.
bit too much, and maybe not want to know. In the past, it's been seen as maybe a weakness. I don't think it is now. Thankfully, that's changed. But in the past, it was. So you don't want the coach or the manager to sort of know you're doing that on your own back.
No.
And when I first saw a psychologist, it was behind the club's back, and it was huge for me. I was 26. I was like, what am I doing? I'm on the bench in League One. I'm better than this. And I saw a psychologist, scored a hat-trick, never scored a hat-trick before. Then all of a sudden I started kicking on to the point where I was the best I'd ever been. But that was through seeking
Confidence.
help. Yes, but
Yeah, he was brilliant.
but
In
that
yourself.
psychology was huge for me. And again, that was a little taster for how I think a lot of players need that. I think a lot of players are natural on the football pitch. I can get away with it, but if they were psychologically and the psychology was better, they could get more out of themselves. And I did through that. So again, that was another reason for wanting to go down that route.
So just so I get the process right. I'm a player. You contact me, I contact you. What's the next stage? Is it face to face? Is it Skype? Is it?
Yeah, so then we arrange, we send you a calendar, 15, 30-minute meeting, which suits you, online or a phone call, whatever you want it to be. So you choose when's best for your schedule, and then we have a routine of questions which we ask you, which then we can see what category you're going to be fitting into, what's bespoke then for you, rather than saying, you're this. We need to know a little bit
Yeah,
more
it's hard, Joe.
about your situation.
Is it one of them personality sort of scoring?
No, it's no.
Not one of them green, red and yellow ones?
No,
All right.
no.
Yeah, I'm better at that than you. I'm red.
What? You're red.
98%
I'm obviously
red.
red.
Becky's definitely. You must be red.
I'm
98%
90,
sure.
I'm
98.
98. They said Hitler was 98%.
Yeah, that's actually what they said.
That's what they said to me. You're yellow.
I'm a good team player.
You like the same as like some of the personal yeah, because you like everybody's friend, don't you, Joe? But I was like 98% red. I'm not sure
But
that's
yellow's
good.
creative in it.
Yeah, I'm not creative.
No, it's not.
I'm not creative. I know the truth.
Yeah.
But
Only
would
words.
you work with other people, or only are you concentrating solely on football or sportsmen, or can somebody out there now contact you and say that I've got a problem?
Yeah.
I want to progress. Can I sign up to your mentorship?
Yeah.
They can.
But ultimately, where we've began it all, and it can grow to different levels, is football, sport. Now we've got other ex-professionals in sort of cricket and rugby as well that want to get involved and do the mentorship that way. So it grows those other sports. But just because of football, and what I've seen from football is maybe because of the financial reasons involved, where and the ego's that high with. They're adored, aren't they, football players?
Yeah.
Certainly in England, it's our big sport.
Yeah.
And they just need that release,
Need to
and
be loved.
they don't get that help.
And you know yourself, it's like we watch it all the way through, didn't you? When you're flying, and we have the same. We just had this same conversation. You know, when it's going well, you're loved. No one knows your name the next day, do they? And that's even when you're at a club, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That you're sidelined. We're watching the Tottenham thing at the moment, aren't we?
Don't tell me what happened.
Oh, you're
I started
watching it.
It is good. I'll be honest, it's a good bit.
But I'm just saying, there's like some bits in there, and like, you know, we quite often watch a lot of those programs. I mean, if you look at City, I mean, they are obviously doing more of this type of stuff. I think they talked quite a lot, and with Pep Guardiola, I think he's talked a lot, and I think even the psychological and what I know that's manipulated for the club in the way that they want it. It's a different thing. This is about just the player, isn't it? But using what you talked about to get more out of a player.
That's how it's changing. I think the game. Football in the past, in our era, it was like yoga. Really doing yoga? So, you know, psychologists.
Because even
almost
the psychologists, when we were 26, you were like, no, and I was like, honestly, go, just do it.
I started going around 30.
When we were at West Ham, weren't we?
I'm on the board at West Ham.
This is interesting.
And when they opened their new academy training
last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, last year. Went in and spoke to the club and went to the opening, and they've got 2 therapists now on site, busiest 2 people in the club.
Yeah, not surprised.
Yeah.
The busiest 2 people. And I thought, do you know what? Fantastic. Because when I was 18, I wouldn't have walked into that room because the stigma in football then was different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's progressing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really
you were
good.
weak. It was about not being weak, weren't it? When you had to do the jobs and boots and people were throwing things at you. And I liked all that. But actually, it's evolved, and mental health is fucking massive.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, and you're still learning, like you probably are as well, like stuff that you're learning as you go along and as you get older. And you certainly are. Like, I think your views on stuff, probably even from 5-6 years ago, are very different to how they are today. So yeah, I think it's good to like talk about. And you've got a real asset in the fact that you've obviously got the media connections. I know you do some modelling. We've seen. Yeah. Looking very gorgeous. It's for sofas.
I've done probably every sofa commercial.
Have you? Do you get a free sofa?
No.
Discount?
I've done baths, sofas, all of them.
Yeah. So, and what are you currently modelling at the moment?
What am I doing? What have I done recently?
Movies now.
Oh, no, I've done a movie.
I've got this here.
Yes.
Movies.
So, yes, movies, Hollywood movies.
So tell us who you've been dating in these movies.
Mr. Selfridge. He's my new.
Yeah.
And they're going to do a sequel to the film, and apparently I'm going to get a call back.
What? Oh, that's good. What's the film called?
I'm not sure
it is. It's called A Christmas Date for My Dad.
Is
so
that
it's a Christmas film?
You're going to marry him at Christmas?
Well, I'm hoping they want me to come back because our relationship is obviously going to
take off.
We've not agreed about kissing Ari Gold.
You buzz off him. You said he's your favourite actor.
Are you in it all the way through?
No, so in the film, his daughter... Yeah, you have to come and watch.
Come watch it.
His daughter tries to set him up with a date because the mum's dead, and he dates a few women. I'm one of them, and I'm the one that his daughter really likes. I don't know if I can say anymore.
Okay.
We'll just see what happens.
So it's exclusive. So say the title again.
Christmas Date for My Dad.
A Christmas Date for my date for my dad. That's what I need, kids, if you're listening.
But Jeremy Piven, he's so cool.
When's it coming out?
November.
It's
so
Christmas film now.
I'm in a Hollywood film.
Yeah, Christmas movie.
That's so exciting.
Was it
I would be going to the
Where was
premiere
it
if
filmed?
the COVID hadn't happened.
I know.
My only
Oh,
chance.
there's no premiere.
Well, no,
there would have been.
There would have been.
Oh, that would have been in Leicester Square, wouldn't it? You would have the big one with him.
Through with him.
Was it filmed in America or the UK?
York.
York.
Specifically.
It was gorgeous when we filmed.
Yeah.
It was very pretty.
I had my own trailer. I had my own driver on and off set. Oh, it was big time. I was big time for 2 days.
How did you get on that then? Let's talk about that because I don't know nothing about that.
Well, I do modelling and acting, so I had to audition for the role. So I did a self-tape and it got submitted and the director picked me. And then I just turned up.
Wow.
I did it.
And you're on reality telly.
I'm just failing miserably.
You're not in no film.
It's fine. She's coming on for a double date. So I've already fixed that up. I've just been on. Production.
Don't get off your phone.
I've got a holiday.
Oh, we'll have a holiday.
Yeah, I'd like a holiday if only we could go away. We won't talk about that. I get told off again.
There's a bit of a sore point in Nicole's life.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't get away, did we, this year? Devastated.
You can't go now, can you? Because it's telly.
No.
We were going to go to my dad's in Spain, and then they did the 2-week thing, and we were like, no.
And we love Portugal as well.
Yeah. Well, we were actually quite lucky. So literally, it was quite funny. So the day lockdown lifted.
No, to flights. So we got a place in Mallorca.
Well, our son obviously I've booked a flight with my friend.
I sent him with his mate.
So he went with his mate as a trial guinea pig.
They got in, so we left.
Because we were a bit nervous, will you actually get in? So he was the guinea pig, because we've got a place out there. So when if he gets in, we'll go. So we went out with him, didn't we?
I didn't come back for 3 weeks.
And we couldn't come back
Amazing.
There was no rules, and then the day we was leaving, the rules were changing. So when we got there was no one there.
It's very quiet, which we like. We're quite happy with
Yeah,
that.
we're
like
just
quiet.
mincing about by ourselves. We're quite happy moving a
cup of coffee, have a walk.
So
easy.
we're not really go out as old.
No,
Really.
we walked a lot because I've been doing a lot of walking.
Yeah.
So it was good for us,
But
wasn't it?
when the day before we left, the rules changed, and we was walking around Parliament, people were wearing masks, and it was
Yeah.
getting busier, weren't
Yeah.
it? And you know, I think they've had a few issues, but not too bad in Milton.
And I haven't been able to now travel because of filming. We have got a holiday booked in November that I'm really praying that we can go on because we've been together, so similar as you. So it was like we booked it for when we met. So we meant to be going to the Maldives for 3 weeks.
Amazing.
Yeah, but we don't know if we're going to get there. But we've had it booked. We every year, you know, like your air miles. Every year we have like a
Thank you, American Express.
Yeah, thank you, American Express. We love you. Send us some more air miles if you like.
If you want to find me some free air miles,
Yeah, we can't use them, but you can
or
anyway.
pay my balance.
Yeah. So we do that, don't we? And we have like a holiday somewhere. So we decided on that because Maldives is probably my fave place. Where's your favourite place you've holidayed?
I love Dubai. He doesn't.
I don't.
Yeah,
You love Dubai.
I'm
He
over
doesn't.
it.
Yeah, I think Neil's thinking we've done everything now. So
I'm
what
over
else
it.
is there to do? But I love it.
I'm talking about buying an apartment with my friend. there at the
Yeah,
minute.
I'm a bit over it now.
Neil is. And Portugal, it's just
I
we've
love
been there for
Portugal.
10 years, more than 10 years, haven't we?
Yeah,
Since
since
before
Nicole's
the
a little
kids.
baby, so 13 years.
Yeah, just love it.
And with
Yeah.
with your Sky Sports stuff, can you get away during the season or not? Because you're on a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. You're not
Yeah.
a pundit, are you?
No.
You're a reporter, really, media consultant. Right?
Media consult, I like that word, yeah. so a variety of roles. So
I'll say that.
I can report on the football
love
match,
the
which is
pundit.
Sky Sports, which I love.
Commentator.
Yeah.
So, and then I'll co-commentate on football matches. I'll interview the managers, the players. I enjoy that side of things as well.
But I do need to know, because you said, I might be wrong, but from the outside, it looked like you
usually are.
finished and you was on it within
I think everyone thought that.
quick. But
Yeah.
whether I didn't realise when you finished or whatever, but I thought Neil was still playing.
Yeah.
No, I did about 150 games, and I pestered and pestered Sky. Emails, phone calls, give me a go. Blanked. And in the end, I finally got a meeting with Sky. And that was my way in. But I did hundreds of games for local radio.
Yeah, radio.
So Radio Lancashire,
Yeah.
because I played at Preston. I'm going to watch Morecambe v Preston, Carlisle v Preston for 50 quid.
Yeah,
Oh, you
50
did?
quid, yeah.
A lot of stuff for no money.
Yeah,
just to get
get
that
in.
experience and get that identity, how I want to come across.
Yeah.
On the radio and on the TV side. Liverpool have been great as well because I came through at Liverpool. We've got our own TV channel.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've covered all the youth games, a lot of first team games as well. I've got my own review show. So
really?
I sort of review every first team game. But the problem with that is love. But thankfully Liverpool have been good. But if Liverpool weren't good,
Yeah,
like Man
terrible.
United, any Man United fans,
I'm a Man United fan.
you can't be too critical.
Well, Paddy Carrera got binned because of it. Got binned off Man U
Constructive
TV.
criticism. So that's the only danger.
Yeah.
But I love that side of it. Yeah. So I had to do a lot of like stuff that you wouldn't have seen or
Yeah.
heard about
Yeah.
before getting.
But you
to
kind of
Sky.
knew, didn't you? I mean, not that we ever knew your career was going to finish bang how it did.
But you knew you had a plan.
But I think
I was going back to the Premier League
But you
with my knees.
you were doing like stuff for Liverpool TV weren't you, while you were playing. So you were in the studio
So
that
you
environment. So you
planned,
kind of
was your
didn't
plan
plan-
to go media then?
I think you just
I
liked
started
it.
a media
you knew you
degree.
liked it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And because you've obviously been in front of the camera, so I suppose it's
Yeah.
quite good. It's funny, you might know, so Joe's mum's cousin's Terry Gibson.
Okay,
So I
very
don't know
good.
because
Okay.
he does Sky, doesn't he? But
Yeah,
obviously
he's been
mostly
very good.
Spanish. But he's like, that was so random that he ended up doing that really.
He was very lucky, I think. Yeah.
He was very
No,
lucky.
he was. So he finished playing, he was the assistant manager at Fulham and stuff after. And when they lost that job, he moved to Spain and he didn't really have a lot. They were managing blocks of flats in Spain, him and his wife.
That's right, yeah.
Sam Allardyce was at Bolton, didn't have a scout for Spain, asked him if he could just start watching games for free.
Like, yeah.
And he was watching games, got to know the Spanish league, and then ended up, now he's the
He's very good.
You
I
know,
enjoyed
It's the
listening to him.
nicest
He's
man
good,
you met
Yeah,
him.
no, but I enjoy listening to
How
him.
nice is
But
he?
so
He's
you
very
did
nice
a
man.
media degree while playing.
Started it.
Started it.
Yeah.
Had
to finish it.
Had to defer it.
He's obviously
Defer?
not finished it. That's fine.
Defer? Is that right?
I remember you
Well,
going
yeah,
off
he
to
don't
uni.
need
I was
that,
like,
does he?
oh, Neil's going to university. You used to like train and go off to
I
university.
was doing all like old-fashioned stuff. I was thinking,
Driving so far.
phones, I can record that now. I don't need to
Yeah.
be doing all this shorthand
I
and all
think
that.
Oh,
he's
you're doing
changed,
that?
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Does anybody use that now? Shorthand. I've not seen someone
No.
use shorthand in ages.
I think we've established I couldn't even type when I left school. So I self-taught myself on a computer when I was 20. I couldn't type. I left school at 15. So there is a route. And it's so funny. Like, you know when your kids talk to you and they go, Mum, I'm not being funny. You did all right. Because I'm like, Remy was not being funny. He had no interest in school at all, did he? I mean, he was telling he literally, when we went in for, parents' evening, and he's gone, which is, you find hard, and you do try and say to the kids, don't you, football might not work out, whatever sport it is, or whatever they're trying to do, acting, same thing, very similar. And you're like trying to push them so that they finish school. We've gone for parents' evening, and he's gone, the sociology teacher's talking to him, and he goes...
This is GCSE, like we're talking about GCSEs at this point. Go on, what did he say?
And he's sitting there, and he goes... I don't really have a need for an ology or something like that.
I don't want to be a sociologist.
I don't want to be a sociologist. This was said to the teacher, so I haven't really bothered.
He's in year 11.
And he's like telling the teacher this, like, be up front. I was like, there's no hope.
I'm so sorry about my son.
What do you do? And he weren't really like, it's not that you're bad, it's just the attention and no interest in it. So it's really hard to focus.
The middle one was the only one that likes
school.
she's
at university. So I have got one there.
She worked hard at school.
Yeah. That's quite a proud moment. Like you say, she was quite, and she worked hard. So she's doing fashion. And,
oh, is she?
Yeah, she's.
How old is she?
She'll be 20 this year.
She's at Westminster.
Yeah,
so.
And I'm so old. I know. You're looking at me.
We saw her at the weekend.
You look 20.
we saw her at the weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, we took her out for dinner.
She went out. Well, we went for dinner with her Friday. She was meant to see me Saturday. I think she was.
She lives in a house with 8 people.
They was having a party.
She like
they start having parties at 11 p.m. That's when it starts. I'm like.
It's too late.
Yeah, so they're quite good. They're like like in Cheshire, you've got the Golden Triangle. They've got a triangle. They've got a house with 8 people there. Their friends have moved over the road. There's six in that house, and then 2 boys have moved in. So it's like that's their triangle. That's their bubble.
The neighbours must love them.
That she went. The neighbours. We've had to tone it down a little bit. I feel like a little bit bad, but obviously they went in a bit early because they got a really good deal on this house, and to get an 8-bedroom house in London. So they moved quite early, didn't she? And when you come out of lockdown,
yeah, I'm not sure that when they moved we should have. Probably
I think they were allowed to move house.
But I just thought it was ridiculous.
But they did. So yeah, we end up having to pay a bit more longer. But she's there, and then our oldest one's 23.
She's bought her first place.
She's just bought her first place. So we just got Remy to sort out, and then we're doing a film with Louise. Road tripping for a year. Where should we go?
I don't know.
We did. If it weren't for COVID,
to think about it though.
We were like, if it weren't for COVID, I mean, I've still got my business, but you do think. I was having a conversation with one of my people I do business with yesterday. Actually, I've worked with him for years. He's looking at potentially retiring next year, and he said, you've worked 25 years now. I've been doing what I do. And he said, you've worked really hard, Nicole. You're thinking about, letting someone sort of take the reins a little bit. And I'm thinking that sounds good.
Yes. That's enough about you now, Nicole. We're hearing about you every week. I want to hear about what these 2 guys are doing. So you've got SP Management.
Yeah.
Social media. Which is, I'm not great at social media. Massive.
Yeah.
And you do need help with it.
So come on.
Again, I set that up for, it's called SPM, the social media side of things. The reason being, sick of players getting in trouble on social media. Getting themselves in trouble, posting inappropriate things, not understanding the position that they have, the power that they can have on social media, the connection they don't have with the fans, and the way they can disconnect with what they post. And just getting fined needlessly, getting the reputation getting ruined, and you're thinking, listen, sort yourself out. So I set this out, and probably my proudest client is, obviously you can't announce names, was somebody who'd never been on social media, and within 2.5 years, he's got 5 million followers. He's won the Premier League. It's quite a nice achievement to think someone who didn't have a clue about how to behave on social media has now got a strong digital platform that he'll need during the game
and after,
but also after.
It's worth fortunes, 5 million people. Yeah. I mean, he's monetized that, can't he? Can do.
Yeah,
if he wants to.
Yeah, but so I'm happy with that. I've also helped players lower down, League 1, League 2, Player of the Year. All of a sudden, if you're more powerful on social media, the fans love all that. Yeah. You're connecting with them. Things like new contracts because you're more engaged, more connected to your football club.
And in the right way, it's every bit of media, isn't it? Even like with what you do, what we do, it's the same thing, isn't it? When that's the power now, isn't it? Social media is.
It does help.
That's how you generate work. That's how I've generated work.
And another one, the FA came round to the clubs and they say how to behave on social media. And one of our clients was sat there in the meeting and he goes, just to let you know, whoever this player is, that's how you need to behave.
That's fantastic.
That's made up. Like that, so he's doing it right.
So but do they send it all to you first and you send it out, or do you manage it, like just have like training.
So again, different clients have different needs.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have the communication is via a WhatsApp group communication.
Gotcha.
We've got some players who want the wife in. We've got some players who want their agent in. Some players who just want themselves in. So it's like, but we post this, so the agent tries to get involved. No. Listen, that's not your expertise. The wife's saying, "What about this?" And you're like, "No. This is for the player's profile, not just for you." So, so the communication is there, and we make the player aware of what's being sent. So you sometimes see some of the top players, you think, "No way he's posted that. No way he's posted that." But we make sure the players know what's being said. So we get, "What do you think?" And we sort of filter what's appropriate. So a lot of it's like, "Shite today. Can't post that." So we just let you calm down, and we'll get some proper words out, and then that's what you genuinely think, rather than it being a generic. Well, there you go. The fans will buy into that. It's genuine stuff with the players.
So it's come from that. I mean, I think an example of obviously a player at the moment, obviously with the England thing at the moment, and then what comes out the week after for Mason. You know, obviously it's a bit historical, but again, you post it, it comes back to bite you on the rear end, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's 18 now, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's what he's saying is about helping, and they do get educated now. But again, everyone's different. It's not generic, is it?
I think if this again was 20 years ago, the club goes, "You ain't having social media.
Yeah.
You can't do it now."
No.
And they do need training and looking after it because, well, we've seen it, as you said, this week.
Yeah, I think.
And also, if you're talking about Premier League winners and 5 million members to your social media accounts, you know, the monetisation of that is enough money probably to, and I'm not great on what values this social media stuff has because I don't really do it, but that should be enough money to live on from what I understand. You know, 5 million people. I know what the Kardashians are charging because I know someone that paid them for a post, and I don't suppose it's anything like that, but if you're talking a few grand even.
Yeah, but again, it falls into sort of the future proof, because if you're behaving in a way during your career, you then can take that into what comes next. So the digital footprint is huge. How have you been behaving? How's your reputation? Okay, right. Oh, you've been good on social media. Doors start to become opening.
How many people have you got on social media?
What, clients?
Followers.
Oh, followers.
Not 5 million.
Not enough. Not enough.
Trying.
Not enough.
I always say, well, yours is very football-y, isn't it?
Yeah, so like my friend's with Michael Brown, right? So he's on Sky now.
Yeah, Brown.
And he's doing radio, and I'm looking at he's like 2,000 followers. I said, Brownie, what the fuck's going on with your social media? What's going on with social media? I've got more than you. You're on Sky. But people don't follow because off the telly, do they? It don't work like that, does it?
But I didn't come into that till quite late in my career.
Yeah.
So if I'd have done it early on,
it would have been different.
Because you were late to the whole Instagram thing, weren't you? So
I
got you on that. I was like,
months.
you need to be on it.
And how many you got, Rebecca?
Hardly any. But when I've done the film,
When she's a
I've
movie
loads.
star.
When I'm a movie,
when she's a movie
If
star.
Jeremy Piven tags you in a post, you'll get 1 million people.
yeah, he will. He will.
Can I come for tea as well? I feel left out
you
now.
tag me in as well. That's good.
I mean, I feel left out now. It's like,
But no, it's the way. Well, I've got to be honest. About 6 years ago, one of the kids said to me, "I want to be a YouTuber," and I was like, "What's that?
Oh, Harry wanted to be.
What's
Kira
that?"
was
And I was
obsessed
like,
with it, wasn't
"No, that's not a job.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's worth billions."
It's even a job gaming, isn't it? Like
everything.
Harry thinks it's a
we're
gamer.
not being
Our
funny.
son watches someone that plays Fortnite,
Yeah, Harry does.
and I'm walking in going, "What are you doing?" He's 18.
You're saying that when you're on TikTok
right, I
every
like
single
TikTok,
day.
but
He's obsessed with
I love
TikTok. It's not
TikTok.
normal.
Anyway,
No, should we talk about TikTok?
No, let me finish the story because it's important.
We need to
And
talk about TikTok.
the guy that's playing Fortnite has got 540 million views.
Yeah.
A
So
video.
addictive.
540
But Harry watches
million
it. Harry
views.
watches that one.
It's
It's
not
a kid.
normal.
Playing computer.
Playing FIFA. And then he used to watch KSI play FIFA. When I used to watch it with him,
Is it opening the packs?
he used to just open these packs you
So
can buy on
boring.
FIFA
But
and
kids watch
celebrate.
it.
And he's the guy that's
My
had the
Harry
boxing
watches
match
it.
now with the American.
Yeah.
And they made 12 million.
Yeah. But I've
got it wrong.
But I feel a bit like that when I keep watching you on TikTok.
I
every
don't
day.
like TikTok.
Do you do TikTok videos or just watch it?
Well, both, but I don't do the dances.
So he's useless, and he makes me do these weird things. I'm like,
She doesn't watch it, so I'm going to. Have you seen? Do you watch it?
I love TikTok. I made them do the TikTok during lockdown. And
I'm so
we posted
bored of
them.
it.
They were
But
good.
after about 2
You know
seconds,
that video that all of the people that are on Fans Only use called "I'm an Accountant."
Oh no, maybe I'm not as.
All right, so any woman that does this thing, it's got this song. I can't think of the song now, but it's basically you have to say you're an accountant. Where do you work? where the place where accountants work, and they're always brass, right? So I was yesterday, I'm walking along the street with her filming her, and I'm going, Nicole, what do I do for a living? She's saying, I'm an accountant.
He's trying to be a brass on the thing. This is
So
not
I'm saying the words of the song. She don't know what I'm doing.
No. I think
I get more views if I get you in them.
You're using me. You're just using me. It's fine.
What I like doing, I like watching like the magic and
He's obsessed with the magic.
the people that are just mental. Because there's some guy last week said to somebody else on it, it's been a big thing actually, that I wish his cousin died in the Hillsborough disaster, and this other guy said to him, I wish it was you.
Oh.
And it went mental.
That's what he does.
This Ian Moore guy, right? He said it. It's been in the paper. It's been in the Echo, Liverpool Echo. There's like a man. I think the police are involved now. He said something horrendous.
Oh really?
Oh, I can't stop watching the back and forth about it.
But you,
I mean, it's one of the worst comments I've ever heard.
We're on a plane, right? So this is what he learns things about. Like we're on a plane. He now knows how the armrest
When
comes.
you're in Ryanair or EasyJet, you're on the aisle. I can get the armrest up.
How?
Watch TikTok. Back here.
That is not a clip.
No.
Back here.
I used to be cabin crew. I didn't even know that.
There's a button. So the back of the rest here.
So around the back, that bit.
Underneath, it's like a little triangle. You got to pull it and push it, and then that comes out.
And where you get a bit uncomfortable
How
in
did
the
I
chairs.
Jet 2 probably.
Yeah.
Jet 2 got it. I did it on Jet 2.
You did it on Jet 2.
Did it on Jet 2.
It's like
I fly on Jet 2. That's what I fly.
And this is what he does all day.
TikTok.
Since he's
I'm going
sold
to be
the...
fiddling like that for ages. What's he on
Do you
about?
want to tell,
As soon as I got on, I was like-
tell them your aeroplane thing?
Yeah.
Go on, tell us. No, I need to know.
I've come across all right. That's going to kill me off. That's going to kill me
You
off.
have come across well.
No, you need to tell us now.
That's going to kill me
No,
off.
I just
you
wanted
tell
to
us.
ask their opinion on reclining back.
Oh, yeah, come on. Do you
go back?
Do you go right all the way?
She does. I don't.
No, I didn't go back. So someone went back,
Oh.
and it was midnight, and it was like, do you know what?
They're on
For
your
a
lap.
2-hour flight, I'm not having that.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I'm not having that. And he's pulled it forward. But then his missus has got in his ear and said something. But what did I say? I said something like, you're being selfish. I've thrown
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, you don't need to be on someone's lap, do you?
So that word's gone. So she's fuming from it. Told him, bang, it's come back again. So
But I'm on the man's side, not yours.
she's on the other side of the aisle to me because I'm on behind her and the 2 kids on that side.
Yeah.
So I said, listen, you've been out of order. So I've said it quietly again to him. Nothing, blanking me.
He hated
So
you.
then I've sort of took matters into my own hands and sort of physically moved the seat.
Like that.
Got a little bit sort of carried away, and then she's diving in, telling me I'm out of order.
Yeah.
And I
don't
get
think
going,
he is.
I'm sorry.
I don't think he is.
So yeah,
you?
so
I
I've
do.
killed myself. So basically, he's moved the seat back. It's a 2-hour flight.
Yeah, you don't do it.
You don't, yeah. It's not like, yeah.
You do
I
it.
felt sorry for him because he looked
I
so
wouldn't be on-
tired.
I wouldn't do it on
She lays
you
it
were
back.
you
I
were
don't.
away.
Not all the way.
I
I'd be a
do.
slight way.
All the way.
I know I
No,
don't
the
do
way I
it, but I felt like I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't be on someone's lap.
But I just felt like.
And then at the end
of
of it all, so I'm thinking, right, so she's told me off, so I've left it. So he's got it
You
back
could've
the whole
moved
way.
across.
I've
And
accepted
you're a
it.
big lad as well, aren't you?
I've
You're 6 foot.
accepted it. Yeah, I'm 6 foot.
So you don't need that, do you?
I've accepted it the whole way. So I'm thinking, right, you're going to get something bad happen to you because you've killed me off there. He gets his bags before me. So
we were the last ones who were like,
Yeah.
fuming,
Fuming.
tired. It was 4 o'clock.
No,
in the
you don't
morning.
do that, do you? On that flight.
I didn't like it.
No, you don't do that. But
I had to take it. She's in me here.
I'm just embarrassed. I was like, I can't be
I don't really go back.
fight on the plane.
I always feel a little bit out of order.
Because you're
Yeah.
quite... Because
I
But
think
if someone
I
does
could-
it to me where I'm big
you squash
and
your
my
leg.
legs are there, I'm like 6'3".
Yeah.
Right, so it kills you, doesn't
But
it?
you could. He had the space next to you.
It kills you.
You didn't tell them
Don't
that,
need to
did
say
you?
that in the story. We don't need to say that in the story.
Because otherwise I look like I don't think.
He's got to be near his kids. He's got to make sure the kids are all right.
Because I've got
Oh,
knee issues. I
so
need it
don't
for
get
the aisle.
Joe's
That's what I've got. I can't just down. I've got a bit.
Oh, you're
What's my
always in the
knee?
middle.
Like, it's terrible. You know,
It's
like
my
a
knee.
concert or anything like that. We've left places, literally.
You've got the same
We
injury as me.
always get
I
up
can't
dead
get
early,
my
and I'm
16.
like, I'm missing the end because he
I'm
has to
getting
get
arthritis
his
now.
leg out.
Yeah.
So I've had it out now 21
What's
years.
that, your knee?
I'd my knee done 21 years
That
ago.
was what finished me.
Did it
Arthritis
finish
in
you?
my knee. Yeah.
And I can feel it now, especially when it's cold.
Horrible.
Yours still swells up, doesn't it? When you
Do you get swelling still?
Play football in the garden with my lad, and I'm
Balloons,
like I
isn't
played 90 minutes.
Do you know what? When I was with
Having shots?
I was with Rick Penn, Izzy Rick Penn, who played with me at West Ham, and he finished because of knees, and he said he can't walk for more than a mile without it blowing up. If you get a bad one, mine was all right. The only thing is it went, so they repaired mine, and then it split again, and I had to have it out. But I've never really had issues until now, have I? My shoulder's bad. Like, I'm cut from ear to ear. And then I had a reconstruction, and then it didn't work, and then that's why I was finished. In fact, when I played against you that year, I missed the whole of the first year of my first year at West Ham. That must have been one of my first games back in that Den Haag trip. because I was out for a season with my shoulder first of all.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, you know.
You're just a dodgement.
I think what you're trying to do is the most important thing out there for players and young players.
Yeah.
Like for an example, and I'm going to put you in contact with him after. There's an 18-year-old kid that plays at Rochdale that's messaging me on Instagram who started a clothing label, which and not just a little one. He's doing all right, and he's got loads of product. And he asked me some advice. And what he asked me, first of all, he wanted me to say, and said, "Look, I'm not doing that." But then he asked me, "Should I tell because I said I know the people at Rochdale. In fact, I was with them, and I said, I've told them about your business because I think you're an apprentice. They should be supporting you because you're 18 and you've started a business with more than 50 products in it." He went, "Do you not think they'll think it's taken away from my football?" And he started worrying. And I thought, no, I don't think he should be here. They should be. Everyone should be helping this kid now. He's 18. He's got a clothing label out there. He's got a website. He's selling stuff. He's contacted people like me and her to try if we're out for tractor.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Right. That.
But he needs something like what you're doing now to push him forward because he now don't know what to do.
Because he feels like torn. You shouldn't feel.
I've started thinking about helping him, mentoring him, but now I'm thinking what you're doing, you're already advanced. That he needs something like that because he don't know. He's got it to one level, and he sort of don't know now. And it seems to me like he's done the old bit. He's gone to Portugal. He's having it made in Portugal. Right? He's got good product. And he don't know how to get it to how to push it forward because he's 18.
Well, it's interesting because we're looking at with something that we're.
I'll give you his details.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like young entrepreneurs, and certainly for me, because through the show I've been contacted a lot. I think because obviously in the business side of it, which is what I was keen to sort of promote, and obviously through the show what I'd like to get out of it, because I wasn't really bothered about being on telly. I think I've sort of spoken about that quite a bit. It's Joe's fault that I am. But yes, but now I am. It's kind of a bit of a platform, and I am quite interested in, helping promote, and we both are, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we are looking at, we're doing something, invested in some.
I did.
Well, you did, yeah. But
you thought it was a bad idea, didn't you?
I didn't say it's bad. They're doing quite well. What I'm saying is, but these young kids that are trying, because it's difficult now, isn't it? But there's definitely a link in, if even on the business side of it, with the mentorship, isn't there?
I think anyone out there, and you can link into this really, under 25 that's trying to start a business, any age, is fantastic. And why not have a go?
Yeah.
But you do need help. It ain't just go out there, set it up. Yeah. There's loads of obstacles.
And again, linking into that, because it's something I wanted to mention again, that I've posted it through social media, that if there's anyone out there that has something they want to get off the ground, obviously young people in business, that they're to email me. Go onto my Instagram page, my email's on there, and send some stuff and make contact, because I just wanted to sort of put that out there again.
You won't see it, you ignore it.
I reply to everything, and I respond to everything.
You get too many messages, you go, it's impossible. You've got over 100 messages unanswered in requests. It says 99 plus.
No, I didn't. I've replied to them all yesterday. It was my phone was broke. I actually do. I've tried to make sure if I miss one. Stop stalking my Instagram, you weirdo. But no, I think it is obviously it's something that we want to. If you do anything in life, you want to give a little bit back. And if you can, nothing lasts forever, like say TV, whatever, it's football. Yeah. Things usually have like a lifespan and come to an end. So if whatever you're doing at the time, you can take something away with it after, fantastic. And I think that's what we're looking at, aren't we? Yeah,
I think what they're doing, Rebecca and Neil is what football needs.
Yeah.
I think it's a short career that people don't realise it's such a short career while you're in it.
Yeah, they don't.
I certainly didn't.
We thought it just lasts forever, doesn't it? But you're young and that's what you think when you're in 20s.
There's only so many media positions, coaching positions, management positions, goalkeeper positions out there.
Yeah, and even
it's probably the 0.1% that make it to the top level. That 0.1% is probably in what you're doing. There's only, I don't know how many people on Sky Sports, ex-players. 30 at the most, I don't know. There ain't many.
I think they just presume that
it's going to be there.
I'm going to go work for Sky.
The producer's got a list of about 100 people wanting to do my job.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
And lads are like, can you get me involved? What, to take my job?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, thinking not.
Not really.
It's true though, isn't it? I mean,
you've had
the first life lesson.
Do you know what I've taken from this today? Your persistence to get in that door.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I was like, you.
Not everyone has that. Keep ringing, because some people don't.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll just get you in, no problem.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Yeah,
like you ringing 150 times, doing 150 games for local radio for nothing. Probably costing you travel just to get in there and learn, because it's a skill to learn it, because on radio it's different to telly, innit?
Yeah.
You have to, it's completely
You can wear my
different.
scruffs and everything,
Yeah.
it's fine.
But your description of the game's different.
Yeah.
Because you've got to describe every little detail, haven't
Yeah.
you? You know, and learning that skill and then contacting Sky and contacting Sky and contacting Sky, it's a big business, a big thing to keep ringing. You know, you've got to put a pair of balls to it. Yeah.
Rejection all the time. But I experienced rejection quite young, at 16. So I was at Man City as a young boy, got rejected at 16. And then I was like, oh, Man City were rubbish then.
You played
They were in League Two.
You played in the Champions League.
And then I went to Liverpool. so then it was like, so I've got been rejected by someone like the equivalent to Wigan nowadays. And then signed for Liverpool.
That's an unusual story.
So now I'm doing keynote speaking as well. So I've done a big course in that and developing that side of things, because football players, a lot of them go into Q&A and in that environment, whereas the keynote's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And so I've designed my own keynote around that.
That's a really big industry.
Yeah,
that.
it is.
I enjoy it.
Do you like doing it?
enjoy
Some
that.
people don't, do they?
Yeah,
We love
it's tough.
sitting there listening to you chat.
It's tough.
It makes us all sit
I mean,
there.
Do you script it or not?
The training around it was very intense.
I'm saying Junior used to do that, don't I?
Yeah, I
It's
think
really good. What
yeah.
you did was amazing.
Yeah.
and
It's
it's one of
video.
well, it's
Yeah,
one
I'll
of the
look.
one of the reasons that I did decide this season that I would go with an agent, because I want to do that type
You
of
want to do
thing.
keynote speaking,
So I
yeah.
want to. I need to get. Yeah.
But she does need to learn. Because it isn't. I said, so it ain't just turning up there and
But
talking
when Neil
about.
said that to me, I said, you're brilliant at like being controlled and
Yeah,
speaking
you are.
to a lot of people.
You are.
Yeah.
But since you've done that course,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just amazing.
I'll
I'll talk to you about
It's,
that after.
it's amazing. Love
how
it.
you should do it.
Love
Yeah.
it. Love it. Because I can relate to a football lad, no problem. But I've got to relate to somebody who doesn't like football.
No.
But how is my experiences relatable to you?
And they are always interlinked.
Everyone's
in
been
some
rejected.
Way.
Everyone's been rejected in life. So we'll have a little go on that one. Then something else, leadership, those sort of goal setting, all that sort of thing.
No, we'll definitely.
It
chat.
sounds fantastic.
We
I've got
spent-
one more
Go on,
thing I want to talk about.
Go on then.
You got a Champions League medal. Wrong colour. Right, I've got to know. I've read about it. Right,
Look, he's rubbing his face. That's what Joe does.
got to know
That's what he's doing.
how that happened. The story. Whose medal it is? Maldini's medal. I've read. Right.
Listen to my keynote. I've got it all in
Is it
the
on it? Right. I've got to listen to his keynote. But
Okay.
it's really lucky because every week we do a competition and Neil's going to give his Champions League medal away.
In fact, the winner's medal was valued. What do you think it was valued at? So 2005, Liverpool win the Champions League,
Yeah.
the best ever Champions League final.
the best yet.
And one of my teammates got it valued, obviously, for insurance purposes.
22 grand.
Close, are you? Close. Do you want to guess?
25.
Do you want to guess? You should probably
You should know.
probably
No,
know.
but I don't know.
Sort of less than that.
10, 12,
Really?
20,
Less,
19,
is it?
18.
20 grand. So there you go.
But I know how much that was.
That was the figure.
My dad won a European Cup Winners' Cup and an FA Cup, and they were both valued around that number. That's why I picked that number. How much is your one valued at? If you had it valued?
About 1 grand.
No, it can't be that because there's the story
Special.
attached to it.
Okay.
I feel like that ups the value, no?
I feel like it does. If I'm honest with you.
It's
gonna
unique,
value.
isn't it?
I wondered because what I wondered when I read about it, whether you sold it, but you didn't, did you?
No. So I've still got that. I've got the programme. I've got a commemorative little Champions League trophy, which Liverpool gave me, a Champions League shirt as well. That the club
Did you get a
gave
winners
us.
medal because you played in the competition, didn't you?
So last year, Liverpool won the Champions League.
Yeah.
30 players got a medal.
Yeah.
Some players have never even played for
I
Liverpool,
know.
never even been on the pitch.
Yeah.
Whereas the year we won it, I was injured. I'd had
Yeah,
my operation by
I
that
remember.
point. But I was there as part of the travelling party because the manager wanted me to be there.
You scored in the quarterfinals.
In the groups.
Go on. Still scored. Champions League.
But when we won it in 2005, only the 18 players who got changed got the medal. So obviously I missed out.
Did the club never get you one?
No, but
Not bitter. No.
but
You should have one. You played in it.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Are you
there's-
over that now?
have it.
Have you
No,
come
you
to
should have
terms-
one.
Have you give yourself therapy and you've come to terms with
Yeah,
it now?
absolutely.
Good.
Well,
love
I
that.
was contributed towards that.
You should have had.
Yeah, no, you should.
And I was there to witness, and they're
It's a
my
great
mates.
day, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
people who work, you go to work.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
They were my mates who've just achieved that. So
It was a game and a half, that weren't it?
It was. I was like, oh my god, we're getting embarrassed. 3-0 down at half time, thinking my mates are going to be one of the worst ever performances in a Champions League final, and then we win. So we kicked off about 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
By the time we got back to the hotel to party, every time we won a trophy, I said, we won it a few times. We won the Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup. The trophy would be in the middle of the dance floor. But in the hotel, we didn't get back to about 2 o'clock in the morning. So everyone was exhausted. We
Good
played
old days when
120
you could
minutes.
dance.
We still kicked on. not like faces, but it was...
I said there's a bit of a trend here, I'm noticing, you know. But it's been really lovely to have you both. I hope
you
you've
very much.
enjoyed
Loved
it.
And you can find Future Proof SC on Instagram. I found it on there. SPM on Instagram.
No.
And you've
Okay.
got they both got websites though, haven't they?
Yeah, both
We'll
got
give you the
websites.
websites, let him do it, 'cause you can get one.
SPM is more bespoke in terms of we can't promote who we look after.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
What's the
Yeah.
website for it though for people?
So that is SPM, Sport Profile Management.
Profile management.
.co.
.co.uk.
And Future Proof SC is futureproofsc.co.uk, isn't it?
.com.
I read it this morning. And the film will be out. Tell us the title again.
A Christmas date for my dad.
Christmas date for my dad in
And then a
November.
marriage to another man.
I'll be there, and part 2 will be out in 2 years. Can you get me on that or not?
Yeah, we'll all go to the premiere.
Because
for that.
Joe's a little bit hungry there, aren't you? A little thirsty, is it? What that person
I don't
said.
care what size, as long as I make some money, I don't care. But it's been fantastic having you. Thank you for coming. My name's Joe Sealey and I'm a husband.
And I'm Nicole Sealey and I'm a housewife.
I'll see you later, guys.
The story of somebody's life, journey, a moment in time, or it could mean nothing without a husband and a housewife.